Hey guys. So, once upon a time, I heard two words said near each other in a sentence, right? And when I heard them, it instantly clicked into my heart and mind, really, about how important the interaction between the two is in life. And I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm not going to tell you until the end of this episode. Not because I'm an asshole. No. Because I think if I say them now, it will be too easily brushed off as we go through the rest of this topic. And I think they're really important. So stay tuned, yeah? Ooh, the suspense. Can you feel it? Anyway, lately I've been thinking about why it seems there's always a need to figure it all out. At least to some degree. As most of you know who listen to me, I've embraced just allowing myself to go with the flow and live life as it comes. But, guys, fucking sometimes I still find myself wanting to guess, I guess. In a way, what's next, right? Figure it out. I don't know. So it got me wondering, why? Like, even though I know I don't want to be like that, right? Why? Why do I still go back to it? Like, why do we feel we need to have it all figured out? And why does it seem so hard sometimes to just give it time? You know what I mean? And the more I reflect on it, the more it all seems to me that too much of the time, the thing that causes so much bullshit around us is when we try too much to seem like we actually do have it all figured out. And I feel like it's because when we do that, well, we start to believe it. And believe it even when deep down we know better. We know we don't have a fucking clue. But that's how ego works. Ego tells you, run with it and don't look at any other way or thought or option. And when things don't go as we figure they should, well, that's when we get all those fucked up feelings about it, right? And then we allow our ego to blame us. And that's why I always say it's more important to know the ego. So you control it, it doesn't control you. Feel into what the ego thought is to understand if and when it serves you best. Or is it just some old fear popping up again? A past illusion? So maybe instead we should just figure we're always doing the damn best we can. And I don't know, leave that little bit of void for the universe to fill in some gaps in our lives sometimes, you know? Give the need to know a rest and just trust a little. That void, that empty space of trust, right? If we can genuinely step into it, that's when we see those energies we thought were stuck begin flowing again. I don't know. I guess sometimes to accept the trust, allow the void, we just gotta learn to breathe in and allow the fullness of that emptiness to really lift us up. I don't know. Maybe allowing ourselves to be an ad-lib for the creator of fucking all that is, right? Wouldn't be so bad sometimes, huh? I don't know. I got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. That song just popped into my head. That's the universe singing to you guys, see? Aw, that's nice. I don't know. I've been thinking maybe we just need to not focus so much on what we don't see. Maybe we need to focus on more around what we feel. Maybe once we focus more on what we feel, that's when what we don't see finally starts to become seen in our lives. You know? Maybe letting go of that little bit of control, maybe that's when we can finally understand those past illusions I mentioned before and how they are impacting us now. The triangle of sight is popping into my mind. The triangle of sight. The way I see it. Well, alright, look. The triangle is prevalent throughout human history, okay? And even Earth and its alignment in the universe itself, right? So it seems natural that even in our sense to rediscover and redefine what it means to be human, we look to our triangle of sight, which is our two human sight-seeing eyes as the base of the triangle, and our third eye represented as the point of it, as the infinite, the knowing eye. And knowing now is the whole point. And it's important to what I kind of want to talk about, because what we do need to do is set our damn sights on knowing in our now. Staying focused on the present moment. Because honestly, guys, as society keeps proving over and over again and again in numerous different ways, okay? When we focus on what we don't see, naturally, we start to dwell in what has already happened. We automatically and systematically revert back to a past sense of what once was. What once was seen in ourselves, our lives, even here on Earth in general before we even existed. What has already been, what we saw in the past, even if we never even saw it with our own fucking eyes. But fuck me. We all know that the past is not able to be changed. So why are we so fucking adamant to keep reliving what is already over with? Especially if we don't like what we see and feel when we relive it. Why are we so hung up on letting others tell us that's where we need to focus? Why? If we keep trying to see what is not there, that's when we make up scenarios based off what our perception used to be or what we think it should be, instead of what we want to feel around it. We need to break our cycle of this hurt me or this hurt us before, and how we keep letting ourselves focus on it now, even though in this moment, right now, none of it is actually happening. And I know there's that whole point of, like, we learn from the past, yeah? But isn't the whole point of it to let it stay there? Learn and grow? Because what we're doing again is living it again and again. We crave change, but continue to stay the same. Because you guys, reliving it isn't learning from it, it's dwelling in it. I don't know. Why are we so quick to move into the future in so many ways? Like in technology, yeah? We don't go back to using dial-up because it's in the past. It doesn't work in the now. It's irrelevant. Like, why is it so easy with things like tech? Which takes, so much money and time and all that fucking shit to make. Right? But humans actually using feeling as they were, naturally born to do. When it comes to that, we stay stuck in the dark ages. When if we could just feel, we easily change our lives by working on what's really going on with us. For free. But no, instead we drown out ourselves in tech to forget we have fucking feelings at all. Other people's need for money has made us numb. And we just continue to let it go on because, face it, unfeeling allows us to not have to deal with anything for real. Fuck. And when it comes to whatever past situation is going through your mind as I speak right now, well, that's the one that matters most to you. It will be different for different people, always. Shit, it will be different for you at different points in your life. You could come back and listen to this podcast 6 months from now, and when you listen to this episode, as you get to this part, a whole new situation might be affecting you at that time that you think about. See? But it's what we do. We don't realize it, but whether it's a negative or a positive, either way, when someone mentions something in general, you assign a meaning to it based solely off of your feelings about those things, words, places, people, etc. See? Now we're the ones fucking ad-libbing. Personally, I think the universe has more experience and I'm more comfortable letting source ad-lib for me. But hey, you do you. But seriously, we do. We fucking fill in our own blanks. And I'm talking in a sense of feeling any way about anything in our own life. We need to learn to understand that whatever words are spoken, our own thoughts or emotions about them are what's feeling them into reality. Truth is, we are. Think about it. How many times have you got into it with somebody you love? Got into it with somebody you love because you assigned meaning to what they were saying. And when you actually calm the fuck down and were able to discuss with them, and fucking lo and behold, you misinterpreted the message that they were trying to get across. And because you misunderstood, then they get defensive, and they misunderstood you, and well, that's why we fight. Make sense? I mean, it doesn't. It's fucking stupid, and we shouldn't be like that, but that's how it is, right? You get what I mean? That's the whole point of self-awareness and being able to observe yourself in these situations so the fights we don't want to have don't have to happen. I don't know. I think it's about damn time we all acknowledge that we are in control of what we feel. I've said it before, but nobody can feel for you. And that's why we keep banging our fucking heads against walls here, people. Generation after fucking generation after fucking generation. It is. Because look, if you're intent on focusing on struggles of the past, then the struggles are all you're going to see. You're basically bringing the past into the present and it just don't fucking belong here. You're allowing yourself to feel into those struggles. And they're different for all of us, right? But struggle is a word, okay? And the definition doesn't change based on who you are. No. The definition of the word takes on different meaning because of the emotion and feelings you, and only you, are assigning to it. It's as simple as fucking that. And guess who gets to change that focus? You. Not the media, not the fucking president, not your mom or your dad, not your fucking husband or wife. Nope. You. And you alone. And shit. For some reason along the way, humans got it into our heads that we are the only species who endure suffering. At least the way we act, you would think so. What? We climb to the top of the food chain? So then we had to find something to whine about just to feel human again? I don't know. Maybe it's because we started focusing too much on greed and needed to find an outlet to feel anything at all. Why we chose the route we chose is beyond me, though. But shit. I mean, let's take it to other earthly things here, right? Besides humans, shall we? How the fuck do you think anything in nature grows? Anything at all has to go through some sense of struggle to get where it wants to be. So why do we assume, as humans, we are beings in nature after all, why do we assume that we should be any different? A bird must struggle to free itself from the egg in order to live life as a damn flying, worm-eating fucking bird. Otherwise, if it stayed and refused to work through its initial struggle, right, free itself from the egg, it wouldn't survive at all. No fucking worms, no fucking flying. It's not much of a life for a bird. At least they're birds and not humans, right? We'd be fucked. Crack an egg and live. Sounds fucking easy enough, right? But no. You look around today, half of society would think that's way too much. And they never even learned about breaking an egg. And that's not fair. And his egg is easier to break than mine. And blah, blah, blah bullshit. Fuck. They'd stay in the damn egg and they demand an app for that. Shit. Fuck. You know I'm right. But no, a seed must struggle its way through the darkness of earth to sense the sun and grow. The oak must struggle its way out of the tiny acorn to grow itself to its grandest heights. Seems to me, pushing through struggle is something ingrained in all species that are here on earth. Nature just does it. We humans, we overthink it and whine about it, and that's why we stay stuck in the struggle. And that's the fucking truth. The fucking oak tree doesn't dwell on the fact that it started as an acorn and think about all the times it was in the acorn. No, it struggles through it and moves onward. I mean, the caterpillar doesn't know it's meant to be a butterfly, you guys. It doesn't. But it instinctively knows that a time comes and it has to embrace a struggle. A death of the former self to reemerge more beautiful and more advanced, able to now fly, where if it dwelt in what it was, kept reliving its good old fucking caterpillar days, yeah? It would have died as a caterpillar, and it would have only ever crawled when it was destined to soar. Well, same goes for humans. We are very much forms of nature, and so we must learn that through struggle comes strength. We must evolve or we repeat. In order to evolve, we have to stop being scared to let go of the past that didn't serve us. It didn't serve us then, and it surely won't serve us now, and it definitely won't serve us in the future. So let it go. I don't know. Why are we so intent on holding on to what doesn't work for us? I don't anymore. I don't. Because for my own life, I've broken out of that mindset. My past is gone. I'm now. Want to talk now? Good. I'm there. I'm definitely open to it. But you want to talk about what I cannot undo? Well, you're wasting your breath. If we want to move forward, we have to let go of what was and be in what is. Look, for me, change happens when we are present in the moment to adapt with it, not when we are stuck looking back on what needed to be changed. When you're not looking, you're not living, you're dwelling. And honestly, guys, as a species, we are fucking stuck on repeat. Emotionally, we are just dwelling. It sucks. But it's because we insist on continuing to relive what is already past, dwelling in emotions that hurt instead of adapting to emotions that could heal. We insist on seeing what we used to feel instead of feeling what we all want to see, and that is love. So if we're built to want to feel and see love, then why do we need hate? It's not natural. It's the fucking opposite of our natural instinct. Nope. Humanity did this to ourselves. You want to know what I think? Humanity as a whole does things in anger, okay? And hate, because it stops us from feeling into any of the other possibilities. The possibility of feeling the hurt, the possibility of missing out, the possibility of the unknown, and the possibility of acknowledging that we might not fucking understand something. It's a damn defensive move, and it's time to write a new play. Because honestly, it's making us all shit players. Shit players in the one game we're all meant to win, and that's life. So yeah, to me, it makes perfect sense that we are the ones who stop it, one conscious move at a time. I mean, one person may not be able to change the world, but if each person decides to make a change for themselves, then the world changes on its own accord. Much like the O'Doyles, majority rules. Somebody is going to get that reference, and if it's you, you're fucking awesome. Oh, but seriously, I don't know. Isn't it high time the majority of the planet realized the power we have? I don't know. I think so. I mean, I'm also a 1%. I am. And so are you. The 1% of self. And if all our self wants is peace, then we start with our tiny 1% and live it. I mean, shit, if society can hinge so much on 1% being the powerful and the rich, then I think surely I can view it the other way too. It's called balance and perception. They can have the money that means so fucking much to them. But if my little pocket of self has joy and love, then I ask you, who's feeling better in life? Answer? Me. Me. Because I'm actually still feeling. They're not. Money doesn't feel, cars don't feel, houses don't feel, jobs don't feel. People feel. And the power hungry forgot how to do that a long time ago. And for some reason, we allow them to influence us so much that we strive to be like them. Why? Because what happened was hate. And hate came about because of greed. Power and coins became a focus of what is important. But I ask you, if all the money in the world didn't exist, would humanity still be here? The answer is yes. Yes. And that is how we know money is not as important to humankind as we have been made to believe. It's a tool. A tool that we have allowed to influence us. And its influence has clouded us for too long, and now we struggle. Not to evolve into our best version of society, no. No. Now we struggle to outdo the guy next to us. And we blame the struggle on the happenings of the past. It is always far easier to blame than to accept what was and make it better in the now. Why? How is that easier? Seems to me it's because we continue to listen to those who are not in our hearts. We listen to those who wish to keep money as the most important fucking factor in human life, and that's a very sad, sad fucking thing, if you think about it. We're the 1% we should be listening to, trusting our own self and our own feelings, not giving in all of those other guys. The most important thing about life is, and always will be, life. Without life, there is nothing on this planet. It's not a hard concept to grasp. I don't know. I mean, even in the midst of everything shitty, okay? Love always is being present, because love is what we naturally stand for. And I know it sounds cheesy as fuck. I get it. But it's true. Like in war, okay? The so-called powers that be are in greed, right? So they show only greed, hate, hurt, and trauma. Others who decide to capitalize on that, on those hurts and traumas, are also focusing on greed. And so they showcase the hurt to instill more of it in those viewing it all happening, right? I mean, even think about it if you watch the news, right? They'll show you all the shitty things. And then every broadcast, right? What do they do at the end? They show you one feel-good story. You think that's by accident? They're gonna fucking cram all this shit into your face and then at the end give you a little fucking spoonful of sugar to fucking wash it down. I don't know. But in any war, okay? Any kind at all, be it a worldly or personal, love is always there. We just have to remember to look for it. They don't like to show it as much, but it's there. See with our knowing eye, if you will. I hope you're picturing my third eye winking at you like a boss right now, because damn, that was a good circle back to the beginning of this episode. Whew! Mic drop! But no, think about like when a mother, okay, has love for her children, right? Probably one of the deepest loves there can be. She summons the courage to leave a home they have always known because she loves so deep and feels that love in real time, okay? That she knows intuitively that it's time to fucking go. If she was focused on the power or the greed, right, she would stay because the home is what is valued in society. And that's what's most important. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's never the case. In a life or death situation, if there is love, it will lead and light the way. And sometimes it shows us what is necessary to remove in life. And sometimes it shows us what is absolutely necessary to hold on to. I don't know. I mean, we're called humankind. Like, loving and kindness is literally ingrained in the word we describe our species as. Fucking seems to me like we should start living up to what we call ourselves, yeah? Like, start from the basics and work our way up from that point. It's a good basis for learning, and it's a good basis for living, in my humble opinion. And we can work on it. We can by stopping ourselves from getting caught up in our own past. We can. And it's not as hard as we've been taught to think either. It's simple. If you want to stop reliving the past, you have to stop worrying about the future. If you can't do anything with that worry right now, then you have to let it go. And you have to understand that it's okay to just let it go. Because whether you choose to worry about a situation or not, okay, it's going to happen in the way it's going to happen. Whether you're worrying over it or not, it's all going to unfold in some way. Remember, things will happen in the moment, not in the mind. There's a principle around how the mind works. It's called a mind trap, a conditioned way of thinking. And there's many of them. But the one I'm reminded of now is called the availability cascade. It's when people begin to adopt a belief, not because it's necessarily true or even common, but because it's popular. And when this happens, it's easier to have an overreaction to things that are actually minor problems. I read once that being in peace allows us to see more solutions. Think about it like being on a lake, right? On a calm day. And the water's smooth and you can see in all directions easily. But if it's choppy and the wind's blowing and there's waves everywhere, whatever, it makes, where you want to move the boat a little more difficult, right? Same idea. See, worry gives us nothing but tunnel vision. And I think we can all agree it's a much clearer view when we exit those dark tunnels, right? We see more light all around us instead of focusing on the tiny light we've been trying to reach for in the darkness. Like I said, it's all one step at a time. But if one person can consciously start with themselves, and then another, then we have that whole human domino. And we can start knocking each other down in a good way. We can, at any point, if we just focus on changing ourselves one at a time. Don't worry about what they're doing over there. So we didn't get here overnight. So thinking that we're able to just adjust it overnight, it's not going to happen. But one by one, if we choose to be in our feeling, if we choose to stop allowing ourselves to shrink in order to make others feel more comfortable, if we embrace that we have the right to feel and let go of pasts that don't serve anyone and view life differently, we can stand tall and continue to refuse to shrink for those that refuse to grow. I don't know. Personally, I'd love to see that. For the highest good of all, I would love to see that. I really would. The world begin again with a new mindset. But until then, I choose to focus on myself and my little 1% change. My only hope as I close out this episode now is maybe you might try to focus on yours too. So, back to those 2 words. Do you think I forgot? Or more honestly, have you already forgotten? That's a big point in these words and making them into our actions too. Don't forget. The 2 words are attention and intention. What we focus our attention on has a big part to do with the intention around where we choose to focus. Try it. Start your day with good intentions and watch where your attention goes throughout it. I'm dead serious. If we allow our attention to get sidetracked, as this episode has tried to demonstrate, our intentions have also lost their way. Start by being mindful of those words when you start feeling off. Just say to yourself, fuck! Where's attention and intention right now? And let the answers come. Truth is, you always know more than you think you do. And if you can live now and embrace where you are, then you too will never want to once upon a time again. That's all for now, my friends. I will talk to you all later. Bye.